Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're out here Indian Trail, North Carolina, which is a suburb of Charlotte. What we're going to do is be putting in a French drain gravel perforated pipe, hooking up downspouts, AC condensation line, which is a big thing here. But you can see all the utility markings. We've got a lot of them. Come down, and of course we're going to cut this walk and come out here to the curb. So we've got quite an install going on here. Also some sprinkler lines. Got our trencher back here in the back. Homeowner's going to do some regrading when we're done, which is nice. But you can see the mud. Back here's the problem. Water gets trapped right up in here. You can see the flood here from the air conditioner into the corner. It just stays wet all the time. We'll put a catch basin right back here between the air conditioners, and that'll pick up that water that's laying in the back, tie it into this line.
Okay, so let's get started. You know, back here where we're doing the French drain, the gravel perforated drain, the soil is pure shale, and you can see how deep that trencher sinks into that mud. It takes a couple of guys to actually pull the trencher. You can hear the chain just bouncing against that shale and rocks. And if you look closely here in a second, when I start to try to pull this trencher out, you'll just see that tire just spin and spin. Even with 3 guys pulling the trencher, it is so wet. And I'll tell you what, if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. You just have to keep on going, even if it's only moving your trencher back a couple of feet and going back into it. Keep digging. To do this by hand with a pick or a shovel, I don't know that you could. You really need a machine. It's just pure rock. And you can see we're making progress. We probably already got about 20 feet. It took us about, I'd say maybe 45 minutes to do 100 feet across the back of this yard. But wow, what a difference. When you see the water run through this trench, you'll be amazed. Again, even with 3 guys pulling that trencher, it is really hard to get it to move through the mud. You can see the tires just spin and spin, but we're getting it, slowly but surely.
Okay, so we've gotten through some of this rock, starting to get a good flow of water down through there. To the fence, it turns to the left down there, and we'll come out front. We're going to go around front right now. Over here on this side of the house, we've got gas line. You can see that yellow marking down there. Right here's the meter. Our trench. We've got a sprinkler system. We've got to come right down through between the sprinkler line, which we don't know where that is, and we assume that that gas line's correct. We've got to come right down through here and then go all the way out to the street. So the scariest part about trenching is being right beside the gas line. You can see this yellow marking. We're right beside it. Gas line's probably only down about 8 or 10 inches here. Really shallow. Really hard dirt here. Bad backfill. Plus it's in full sun all the time. Well, we found the sprinkler lines, and they're dripping out all their water. We'll have to make that repair, but hopefully that's the only thing that we hit here.
So now the trench passed the most scary part, which was that gas line. And even though we cut a couple of sprinkler lines, they're pretty simple to repair. And we'll put that repair how-to in the video here as well. Things go pretty quick now. This is going to end day 1. We've got all of our trenches dug, pretty much. Still got a lot of hand digging to do and a lot of clearing of some areas in the back. But wow, what a first day. This took about 4 hours, maybe 5 hours altogether to do all this trench. And If you're going to do this yourself, I strongly suggest that you rent a trencher, especially if you have a shale debris underground.
Okay, so the guys got most of that cleaned out. We'll probably go a little bit deeper, but you can see here as we turn and head towards the street, this water's flowing really good. We're down about another foot below that, and you can see that water just trickling on down through there. We haven't dug this section right here. You can still see the water's coming right on through, and we're down really deep. It just runs right on out under the fence, under Gerald, under the fence, and goes all the way out to the street. Okay, looks like we've got this trench complete. Starting here at this downspout, line comes around, it's going to go under those cable wires. You can see all the water that's in this backyard just flowing through here. We'll put a little trench right here between the air conditioners, get that water out of there. Comes down there where Gerald's at, makes a T, picks up that corner downspout, and comes around this corner. Great flow of water. Picks up the two downspouts here on the little breezeway addition and ties into the main system. Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Day 2 here on this job. We've got most of this completed, the trenching part. You can see we've got, from the back of the yard, we've got water that's coming all the way down through our trench, coming out here really nice. Just need to complete this little section here to the sidewalk. Then we'll cut the walk. Paul's got a really tough spot to pick, get that down where we can get that pipe underground, and we will cut that curb, cut this walk, put the concrete back. We've got a pretty good flow coming through this trench, which is always good to see. Derek's taking care of a downspout here. We'll attach that downspout right up here to the line, crossing that gas line. Don't forget about it. All the way back. Noticed over here in the neighbor's yard where it was really flooded yesterday, already drying out. So the system's helping out everybody here. Really nice work. This was all underwater yesterday. You can see where it had come out underneath the fence, but not anymore. Goes into the trench, which will go into our pipe and out to the street. So we might finish this today. We got a lot to do. Got to go get some gravel. We're moving that gravel, remove some of this soil, have to haul that away, it looks like. And but we'll get it. So Paul's opening up this trench here. You can see the water coming through. Once we get that cleaned out, we'll go ahead and cut this walk. He's already brought it all the way out here to the curb. We'll cut this curb, put a little V in it.
Once our trench is completed, we can go ahead and cut the walk. Basically, this is pretty easy. This is a partner saw with a diamond blade on it, gas powered. It cuts right through this like butter. What we're doing is we're using an expansion joint on the sidewalk for one side, and then the other side we have to cut straight across, only a shovel wide, just wide enough to get your pipe down underneath that sidewalk. You need to be able to pick through it. Once that's done, we will go ahead and make the V cut in the curb, and then we'll break this concrete out.
So after you make all your cuts here in the curb, we've made a 3 cut for our V, pry bar, break it loose on one side, then the other. And if you got it right, your pieces should just pop right out of there. And you've got a perfect V cut going right through there. Next we'll go ahead and break that section of sidewalk. We'll let Derek do that, he's good at that. Basically you just keep hitting that concrete till it cracks, and you break off little pieces. There goes the pieces, got already cracked behind him as well. That'll pop right out of there. Just pull, no, it's already cracked behind you.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Now you can just pry them up and lift them out. Then you trench through there, and you're done. These are big pieces, but they're only about 2 inches thick. They're not too bad. Just get the pry bar under it so you can get the piece to lift up out. The secret to doing this is to cut all the way through the concrete. If you don't cut all the way through the concrete, then you can't do this. You end up having to come back with your saw or a jackhammer to try to get this stuff up out of here. You can probably just lift that piece up out of there, Derek. Yep. Too easy. You can see we've got a great flow of water. We released all the water from the trench. It's coming down through there real nice. Just going to flow right on out there. See if you can crack those little pieces loose where Paul kind of went off to the side. Just be careful, don't scar it up. It's just about one little piece. Water comes right out. Just going to run all the way down there to the storm drain. You know, downspout drains, yard drains, all those things, this is where they're supposed to come. They're supposed to come out here to the street. That's why there's a curb. That's why there's storm drains at the end of your street. A little 10-foot piece of pipe sticking off of the downspout is not how you do this. Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. You know, we end up getting gravel from a lot of different places. This is hill sand and gravel. You can see the guy bringing the gravel down here in his loader. Just puts it right into our trailer. This is number 67 stone. This is a couple of tons of stone here. Really loads down our trailer, but it works really good. So again, we're just going to take 2 screws out. Pop the lid off. Inside we have our adapters. They just snap in place, twist and lock. Try to keep the mud off of it. Makes it easier to snap in place. I had a comment about somebody saying should use real tools instead of a Black & Decker. Thanks for the advice. Adapter snaps in place. Same thing on the other side. One more. I usually don't put the screws back. That way the homeowner can easily get in here and be able to clean the line. Open up the grates. The grates don't move. Dirt holds it all in place. It actually swells it, you know, pushes against it. Twist and lock. So that'll take care of our catch basins. Put your lids back on. Now we're ready to install. Don't forget to use your handy dandy Black & Decker drill. So now we're pouring our gravel onto the French drain, people call it, gravel perforated pipe. We've got 2 tons of gravel. We should have just enough to cover this entire trench with gravel and allow that water to flood into the pipe and be carried away. Catch basins pick up the surface water and the gravel picks up the underground subsurface water. So we're ready to hook up our downspout. You can see we've got a downspout adapter, slides right up on here, and our pipe's going to snap into place right here. So let's hook it up, push it down, up to the downspout. The secret of this is to push it straight to the back of the wall so it comes straight down. It's real important that it comes straight down the wall. Makes for a really nice looking installation. Then we'll just lay the pipe on through our trench and do that on each one. Hard not to get muddy out here, so if you are installing in the mud, be prepared to get muddy. Downspout drain, make it nice and straight. Next we're going to cut a T right over here. You can see where our pipes are coming together. We'll put a T on it right there. Okay, from this corner addition of the house, we've got our downspout hooked up. We've got our T installed, connecting that side over there. Comes back to the T here. Pipes installed, coming around. Just have to step it down in our trench. You can see it goes way down there. It's going to come around to here. Another downspout. We'll hook up that downspout, put a T on it here, continue. Lots of downspouts on this house. Okay, another T connection. Make a measurement. Always measure to the inside of your coupling. Get your handy dandy saw. Hook up your T, snaps in place. Hear it click. Then you can set it down in your trench. You can see we're pretty deep here, so it goes down there a good distance. It's going to come over. Let's turn it around this way. From the T, it's going to come over and up to this downspout right here.
You need holes for that catch basin?
Yeah. Next T snaps together. Paul, no.
What?
Not there. So we set our downspout adapter in place, and we'll make a measurement with our pipe. Remember, we want to go straight down in the trench. So now we make a measurement down here to the T. Looks pretty good. Let's cut that. So we made our cut. It snaps in place, and you can see it's a perfect fit. Comes straight up to the downspout. Next, we'll continue this line on down the trench. One more T into our main line down there. Okay, so we're going to put our T down here in our main trench. We'll cut this pipe right here to length to fit right onto our T, and then we can continue on. So now we have our T down here. You can see we've got our line that runs all the way back, picks up 1, 2, 3, 4 downspouts. It's also going to have the air conditioning condensation line, which is where you see this water running down here. That's all from the AC. So the guy's gone ahead and got all the soil from where the gravel perforated pipe is, and we'll come back and pick up all that shale. Just have to pick that up by hand. Hard to clean up when it's really wet, but we'll get it looking pretty good. System's going to work great. We already know it is. Derek's finishing up over here, just pulling the dirt up on the pile. We do that because it's actually easier to remove that pile once it's piled up. You know, to try to pull it out of the grass with your shovel is pretty hard. So get it up on the trench and then come back with your shovel, and then you take it away. Might seem like extra work, but it's really not. So you can see our system here from the vantage point of up here on the hill. Gravel perforated pipe starts at the one side of the fence, runs all the way across the yard. Then it turns to solid and begins to run out to the street. In addition, we've tied in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 downspouts here on this side of the house, and the air conditioner condensation line as well.
I know this is a long video, but there is so much information here. This is the most complete how to install a rainwater drainage system for for the DIY.
So relatively dry mix because we've got a lot of water down here, but it'll still set up real nice. Derek's getting to be a real good concrete mixer. I just got back for a second. We want to use this drier stuff down here on the bottom. So we're just finishing up this, troweling it out here. You can see even as wet as it was, once we start mixing it and troweling it, it just brings that sheen right up to the top. It'll be nice, dry here in a couple hours, even if it rains. So now we've got our concrete poured and our caution flag up. Trench is done, water's coming out all the way back to the back and around. Hi, this is Chuck with Apple Drainage, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it.
We did it. Chuck's 5-star.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Shelly.
You're welcome, Chuck.
And here's our last sprinkler repair. You can see our assembly, already glued the fittings all up. Now we're just going to go ahead and slide it on here, and you can see it slides right in. Get some glue here. Glue inside of our fitting. Remember, this glue sets up really quick. It welds this PVC together. We'll hold it forever tight. Get one side started, the other. Then you just push. That's it. There you have it. Quick and easy sprinkler repairs. One here, double sprinkler up there. Gerald's covering up the trench up there. Coming down, you can see we've got our walk cut. Comes out through the curb. Looking good.